Oh, sweet mother of
Bacon!
Oh my goodness. And just think, they brought that safe back. I tell you, that safe has that stuff in it. I'm telling you.
What do I always say once we get to the point where I consider the story to have truly started? To quote Kosh Naranik from Babylon 5, and so it begins.
Well, it began a while ago when they saw that thing moving.
So, what do you think?
And then they took the safe. They should have left the safe.
So, you're still convinced that whatever that is in the safe?
Well, it moved to there because isn't that it on the lady?
Maybe. I don't know.
It looks like an organism that's feeding off
Well, it
her
looks
and
like
growing.
crystals.
It looks like something that's growing. They need to burn it.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
It's almost like
How do you
Dawn
know
of the
that-
Dead or something.
how do you know
Just go in
burning
and
it-
burn it.
How do you know burning it won't spread it?
Well, they blew it. How we know that won't
that's
spread?
a nuke. I mean, nukes are different.
Man.
You know? Setting it on fire, though, how do you know that won't, like, release whatever's in it? Like, 'cause those look like crystals. And crystals shatter and stuff, you know?
People, you saw what I saw, right? I know you saw what I saw.
Well, a lot of these people have probably already seen this.
You
so.
know. And even though I enjoy when we get together and we have these little moments of watching something I've never seen before. But it's called The Expanse for a reason, I believe. And I got the word right this time. The name. It's called that for a reason. And whatever that little organism is, it's trying to take over everything.
You do not understand, but you will.
So wait, what's your... I'm trying to follow your reasoning here. So you think it's called the Expanse because of what?
That nasty little organism that seems to be following people.
So you think Expanse refers to the organism expanding? Is that it?
Whatever's coming.
Okay.
I think there's something coming.
It's an interesting take.
All of a sudden, the lady's dead. I mean, he's looking for her. At least that looked like her anyway.
Well, that was Julie Mao.
Okay, so
Julie Mao is dead.
he finally found her. She's from the scapula.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, whatever happened was also on that ship. That little stealth ship.
Which is where she was being held prisoner.
Right. So maybe whatever got on the scapula, or maybe some type of man-made bioweapon or whatever, all of a sudden got on the lady, and then she's been spreading it all over the place.
So let's recap what we know. Okay, so Julie Mao and Lionel Kapowski or whatever the person's name was are the same person, obviously. That was an alias that she was using to try to stay under the radar.
And she's dead.
She is now dead. The Anubis, which was one of the stealth ships, it appears the timeline went something like this. Because remember, she got information from the data broker, right?
Right.
That information led her to believe that something was being transported from Phoebe Station to Eros.
But we haven't gotten to Phoebe yet.
No, but I'm saying we already know this.
So
that was already covered in Miller's investigation. So she goes out with a crew on the Scopuli to attempt to intercept this ship, the Anubis, to try and basically find out what is being transported, what threat it might pose to the belt, and steal it if possible. Okay.
But the Anubis is somewhere on that station.
No, the Anubis 1A, its shuttle. One of its shuttles is on the station. The Anubis was what Holden nuked in the earlier. You know what I mean? Or in the previous episode.
And it's called the Death God.
Well, it's named for the god of death, or the Egyptian god.
So
of death.
whatever they was growing up in there.
Well, that's just
went
the
to
ship.
the Anubis 1A.
But so basically, it's probably reasonable to assume that Julie and her crew didn't expect the Anubis to be the kind of ship it was.
Well, we're still trying to figure out what kind of ship it is.
Regardless of stealth and everything, it's a warship.
It's a warship, but what was that thing growing in it?
The Scopuli was just a belter transport.
Right.
Right? So it stands to reason that if had they known that they were about to be going up against a warship, they probably wouldn't have used a transport. So all they knew was that it was a ship called the Anubis that was transporting something from Phoebe to Eros. So they probably assumed it was a transport. So when they get there and everything in, the Anubis easily overpowers the Scopuli and takes everybody on board prisoner.
But all of them died.
Everyone died but Julie. Why did they lock Julie up when everyone else died? So that's thing number one to think about. But then something
you saw
happens.
her in that little cocoon,
all we know
right?
is something happens while she's locked up, and by the time she breaks out, there doesn't appear to be anyone on the ship anymore.
No.
And the reactor is surrounded by something, and she saw a person.
Remember? Float by.
No, it wasn't floating by. Remember when she screamed, she saw a person attached to whatever was going on the reactor, writhing around like that.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
That's why she screamed. And then she shut down the reactor to stop the spread of that stuff. And then
but it probably
opened up all the airlocks so that if any of the things were running around alive, that they would die, because that's reasonable to assume they might need oxygen or something. And then she escaped. Unfortunately,
but she took it with her.
It appears that she was infected when she left with whatever it is, and so now she's dead.
It probably happened when she had to pee.
So I think that's probably it. We don't really need to analyze too much because it's just a lot of information.
No, a lot was going on in this episode.
But it was all basically the one plot thread. It was just people trying to get to Lionel Pulaski / Julie Bow, and Holden and crew's surviving the attempted assassination.
Thanks to Miller.
Thanks to that was ordered by the Secretary General and carried out by.
But now it's time to get that spy. Go, Amos! Get that spy.
All right, so I guess we'll just go ahead and keep on plugging away. Episode 9. This is the end game now. Basically, it's the beginning.
We're almost near the end of the first season.
And so thanks for watching with us, guys. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.